The Padres will not make the playoffs unless they have a good trade deadline. Playoffs unless they have a good trade deadline. Trade deadline. Trade deadline. Trade deadline. We're in, and it's pretty safe to say that the trade deadline did a lot to help us get here. I mean, you can say all you want about Juan Soto. He definitely didn't play to his ability with us, not even close. He was still pretty good, though, but nowhere near the Juan Soto we thought we'd get. But guys like him, Bell, Drury, and Hader, they all did so much for us. Obviously, Hader later on, but I mean, I think just a great trade deadline, and especially one that really sends a message that the Padres aren't messing around, was huge for us. We had a great month of September. Hopefully, we can carry that into the postseason. We finished the year, I think, 89 and 73. That's really solid, especially since we didn't have Tatis the whole year. And just the adversity that this team had to overcome, the spring training, Tatis goes down, the delays in his returnal, Pomerantz never came back. Manny with the injury and then coming back. Tatis with the steroid news just after getting Soto and all the guys at the trade deadline. I mean, there's so many places where this team could have collapsed, and I'm actually very impressed with how they held together, especially with how last year went. I mean, that was just a mess. But last year, it's the past, and here we are, 2022, NL Wildcard, San Diego Padres at New York Mets, starting tomorrow and Friday. I'm very excited because I think we do have a good shot to win this thing. When I say this thing, I mean it all. I mean, if we can get by the Mets, and especially the Dodgers, we'll talk about that later. I mean, we're going to be pretty much unstoppable. First, though, let's talk about the Mets series. You got Yu Darvish going up against Max Scherzer. You may be thinking, why not DeGrom? But they're strategizing because they're already thinking about the LA series, which is pretty bold if you ask me. I mean, you got to win the games now to get there. But what they want to do is they want to win game one, then throw Chris Bassett game two, and hopefully they want us to lose both games so they can just sweep us and then save DeGrom for the Dodgers. But if they win game one and lose game two, DeGrom's going to go game three. If they lose game one, win game two, that's going to be with DeGrom pitching in game two. And then game three, I'd guess Bassett probably. But we got Yu Darvish and Blake Snell for sure for the first two games, which are guaranteed games. I mean, you love to sweep, but it's unlikely, especially with the playoff atmosphere and at Citi Field. You got all those New Yorkers just rooting for the Mets at the top of their lungs. But I think it's going to be huge for us just to hit, because I feel like we have not been winning very many like 1-run or like 2-run ball games. So we're just going to have to execute offensively and just put bat on ball. And one of the biggest problems we have is definitely just center field. I mean, we got a hole in center field, even with Juan Soto. Because Trent Grisham, strike one taken, strike two swinging at a ball in the dirt, strike three taken. Like every time in a Zokar, like nice kid and all, but he's just not the type of center fielder that you'd think that a playoff team like the Padres would have. I mean, we thought we were getting Tatis back, but he had to screw it up for everybody and just ruin the team, even though we were mentally tough to overcome that. We didn't play too well right away, but we've gotten a really good stride in September. Is really strong for us. But yeah, it's like pretty much a hole there. Zokar doesn't even get on base that much because he doesn't walk too much because he doesn't have the best eye. He's swinging at a lot of balls. But I mean, if we can have 8 out of 9 guys consistently putting bat on ball and just executing and just trying to put pressure on the Mets, I mean, the hits are going to fall. Just got to hit the ball hard, put up good at-bats, walk. Soto loves to walk, Any way you can get on is going to be huge for us to set up guys in the middle of the lineup and like the heart of our order. But, I mean, yeah, Trent Grisham, great glove. Maybe you can run into a ball every once in a while and put one out. But, I mean, he's just going to have to figure it out if we're going to really have a good run. I mean, we need everybody all hands on deck. We're going to have Grisham and a Zokar really step it up. Because, yes, Grisham's completely in his head. I mean, it's obvious. He's completely lost right now. But the season's gone. This is game one. This is the season. If he can have a great postseason and carry us through, nobody gives a crap about the whole other part of the season. You know what I mean? I mean, this is game number one. Our record is 0-0. The Dodgers' record is 0-0. They did not win 111 games. They've won 0 games because it's the first day of the season. And we need to have that mindset. It all starts right now. I mean, we're in October. Anything can happen. The Phillies can win it all. The Mariners can win it all. America's team, the Mariners. We can win it all. We're just going to have to do the things that can get us there. And that's hit and pitch. And that's obvious. But it's true. Hitting and pitching. Scoring runs, not letting them score runs on you. And we're going to be set and sound. I mean, the Dodgers series, anything can happen in a 5-game series. If we win game one, lose game one, then we get hot, 2 games won, and we win the series. We just got to be ready to come play every day. Like the first game of the wild card series in 2020 when the Padres lost, like the Padres just didn't look ready. And they picked up the next 2 games and they won that series. But I just want to be ready out of the gate. And I think that's going to be huge if we can just swing the bat and pitch well. So let me know what you guys think. Leave any comments if you have any thoughts. I might do a post series, my bad, like kind of like recap. But if we lose the series, I mean, I probably won't do it because I'm going to be pretty pissed off. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes, and go Padres.